Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to a new video on my channel. I am Fuzzball40 and today I am bringing you the most important League One Player of the Month investment guide you're going to see. Initially, we'll just take a look at the club in terms of what's happened since, obviously, I'm sure you've seen a video before where Pat Van Dijk, I've sort of decided to accept a small loss on the Perez and Chilwell because of that. I could hold these guys for a bit longer and make more coins on them and make profit without a doubt. But I decided just to let these guys go. They're clogging up my trade pile, and so I thought best thing to do is let them go. So we're sat at 726 now. The investments I've already spent on, which you've just seen a few of, I'm probably at about 950k. So we're not far from our first million. And after 1 week, that's pretty sick. $1 million in 1 week is pretty solid. But essentially, this video is going to tell you about the Player of the Month. And normally, I don't really care about the Player of the Month for French League. Like, if you look at last month, you had Osimhen, who, we'll have a look at his card now. It was him. This isn't Osimhen, this is a squad. It was Osimhen and two other guys. I can't remember the other guys, but they weren't too relevant. Let's put it that way. But the upgrades weren't that great. So investing for this, for example, where is it? Osimhen there. So this card's not a bad card. Don't get me wrong, it's a good card. But investments for this card were next to impossible because it's an 83 rated squad with one League One player. But it's not big. We knew it weren't going to be fit more than 82, 83 rated squad, so you couldn't really go and invest ahead of time for this card. This month, the three nominees are Wissam Ben Yedder, Angel Di Maria, and I believe Mauro Icardi, right? Now, the chances are it's going to be Ben Yedder. In fact, I'd stake my house on it being Ben Yedder, possibly Di Maria, but these trading tips will probably be relevant for that card as well. If it's Ben Yedder, I think the card, it'll be more expensive, and I'll explain why now. So, if we go to Transfer Market, and we look at Ben Yedder's Inform card, for example. So his Inform is sitting somewhere at 250, I think, at the moment. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but... So 250, 230... Yeah, so it was 220, 230 is roughly what the Inform's sitting at. His one to watch, if I'm not mistaken, is about 300. Something like that. Let's have a look, see if we can see one there. So 309... 299. So in that region. So this SBC, if it's Ben Yedder, is going to be about that price. It might be slightly less, which I highly doubt. It will probably be slightly more. I think you're looking at maybe 400 to 450k for the SBC, depending on how they price it. It's EA, bear in mind. Now, to do that, EA are going to need to do more than one segment. I mean, it's obvious they're going to do more. I think it's going to need 3 or 4, personally. I think you're probably going to look at an 85, 86, 87, 88, 287s and an 86. Something like that it will be. And that's what makes investing in these players easy, but also hard, because... If it was, for example, we did the Vardy Player of the Month, we got lucky in terms of the fact that I managed to get most of my money back. Well, actually, way more of my money back because we sold the Moutinhos and things like that. But you knew you were going to need something like an 83, 84s and you could sort of do the leagues. We don't know what the plan's going to be here, but looking at other SBCs they've done, it's required a player from that league and it's required a player from that nation. So you've had like one squad to have a France player in it being 86 rated. One player needs one having a Ligue 1 in this case, Ligue 1 in it, and it being 85 or 86 rated. So predicting your investments can be tricky because of that, but you're covering two birds with one stone with my tips here, because I'll tell you and I'll show you who I've gone and invested in, and I think it's important to note this. I bought a Golovin just because he was there and he was 13k, and I thought he's the lowest he's at the moment. You can't go anything less than that. I'll talk to you about these in a second, but I've gone and bought Di Maria's for 11k, Verratti's for 10.5k. These are the lowest they're going for at the moment without sniping them for ages. So there's very little risk here. There's very, very little risk. And the reason I've gone specifically and bought Di Maria, Verratti's, Icardi's is because if it is Icardi or Di Maria, it's going to require a PSG player. Fact. Without a doubt, it will. So they're the most affordable ones of that ilk, if that makes sense. Of the ones that are in that league that are PSG players that aren't too expensive. Icardi cost me 5,900. He's only going to go up in price at some point. 6,000 for that one. Verratti here for 10,500. So I bought them. I'm going to buy more. I'm going to go balls deep on this one. I think I'm going to spend another 200-300k on them in the coming days. In the coming maybe a few hours, to be fair. Just because I think it makes sense to go and stock up on these guys, because you're covering two bases, and that's so important. Because Di Maria could win it, and that would still be a very, very good card. The reason I think Di Maria won't is because I think the FIFA community are all going to vote for it to be Ben Yedder. I can't see many people in the FIFA community looking for another Argentinian right wing. He did get a special card already. Di Maria's special card already 67k, so if it's that, it would be like an 86 rated squad probably. It won't be anything more than that. But I just can't see it being Di Maria. I think the FIFA community will probably sway this vote. It'll be Ben Yedder. So, why am I telling you to go and buy these players that I bought here? The main reason is because they can't really get any cheaper. So these are very, very low risk. I was looking at them on Footbin. Always check the graphs on Footbin, like I tell you. But I was looking at these guys, and they've not been this low for a little while. A couple of them dropped down to like 8 or 9k for rewards. So if you can pick them up for that, then brilliant. But if it's Ben Yedder, it's going to require 3 or 4 squads, which means you're going to need to use these sort of players. But do not go out and just buy PSG players. So what I've done is I've gone out and bought Isco's for 9,900. I think I bought one for even less than that, but I might be wrong. I bought a Parejo, which is I probably overpaid a little bit, but not too much, 10,750. And I'm planning on going. I bought Rufio as well because he's that league and he's French, who covers two stones. It's 3,000 coins. It's nothing really. But I'm gonna go out and buy more of these. I will show you if I've got it up just quickly to give you an idea. There we go. We have got it there. Let's go to the desktop. So that's that. Hopefully you can see that now. Why can't you see that? What is going on? Let's pull it over there. There we go. So, if you look at this is Footbin, and it tells you the most expensive and cheapest players, etc., by position. So, let's have a little look at 85. What I'm looking at is 85s, 86s, and 87s. Gulashi, for example, I'm not too bothered about. Keepers can be a bit iffy. Lopez might be worth picking up because he's 5.7k. He could be worth it. Ibrahimovic would be difficult to link. So I'd start looking at these guys here. Rodriguez, Milinkovic, Savic, Gomez, Higuain. They're good ones straight away. They both link and strongly each other, so they're going to be good for Kem. Gomez and Higuain. But you can pick up Rakitic and Immobile and people like that for 9,000 coins at the moment. That 86 rated. There's 87s for 14k still. Navas, for example, is a PSG player. Again, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Look at this graph and look at the players you think, right, they might make me some coins. And I like the look of Gomez and Higuain here because of the strong links. I really think they're a good idea. People will look at that and think, actually, if they're going to put Serie A players in there, they can use Gomez, Higuain, Immobile, for example, and they've got 30 Kem. So that could be a really, really, really good shout. Rodriguez to pair with my Iscos that I bought, perhaps. I might go and buy a few of those if it's cheap enough. But look at these things here and work out where the cheap cards are, but where the value is. Where the player can't really get any lower in price. And if he does get lower in price, it's not going to be too much lower in price. But he stands to climb. Players like Martinez as an 84 that he links with other leagues, he could be a very, very good shout. He's 3k at the moment, but he's Spanish. So he links to Ligue 1, he links to La Liga, some Premier League players. He links with, let's be blunt here, and we're looking at it right now, Rodri and Aspas, two of those in there. He could link to them. These are players that, in my opinion, are only going to go up in price. So I would definitely think to look for those sort of players. But just use Footbin. It's there for that reason. It's silly not to use any method you've got to go in and maximise your chance of making coins. It's telling you who the cheapest players are, and they're going to be needed. Facts. It's not a debate. They're going to be needed. Like I told you, if you listen to me when I told you about Moutinho and Ozil and Sigurdsson, you'd have done what I did, made 200k from them. So it was a no-brainer to go and do that. So listen to what I'm saying and go and do it. You're guaranteed to make coins. And again, lads, these are 1 hour, 2 hour trading tips. It does not take you long to buy these players. You can sit there for an hour, spam out 500k players you want to buy, and then literally in hopefully 4 or 5 days is when we think it's going to drop. You're looking to make 2, 3, 4, 500k. It's a no-brainer. I'm going to fill my trade pile up with these players because they're cheap. There's no point in me not doing it. Leading on to my next point. They're probably going to need to, not guaranteed, but probably going to need to find a way to inflate the prices of these SBCs, because let's just all talking 89, 90 rate, which I'm not going to do. An 87 rated squad at the moment, I think, is about something in the region of about 100k. I don't know exactly, but I think it's about 100k. Bear in mind, people have untradables in their club and stuff like that. They might need to inflate it, and I feel like they could use it. They could use informs, and that's why I've gone and bought these 2 Nkulus. They're 12,000 coins. I'll go see if I can get another one. So they're realistically not going to be, if they don't sell, they're not going to go for much less than that. And at some point, you're going to need an 84 rated inform. But Nkulu for me is a really, really good shout. And he's been one I've gone back to a few times this year. So there's, I've just paid 12k for those ones. They're already sold for 13. So don't seem to I've already made money back if I want to sell them, but I'm not going to. But Nkulu's a good one. I was looking at, if you want to go Ligue 1, don't go Ligue 1 because I don't think you're going to need to. You can get the chemistry any way you want to. But is it Walter Benitez? How much is he selling for at the moment? He's 83 rated, and he's 11k. Actually, I might pick up a couple just in case people decide they want to use a Ligue 1, 10.5k. I don't think you can go wrong with that. So I'll buy him and stick him in the club, and then the club in the on the trade pile. But buy these as close to discard as you possibly can. I think that's what I just bought, isn't it? Yeah. As close to discard as you can, because people are going to need to use them. They're going to need to inflate the price, I think, and I'm going to buy these 2 as well because again, if I don't sell them, the most I'm losing is about 600 coins. Like it's not that deep. If I sell them, they're making more. They score for 10,100, so 900 coins is the most I'm looking at. But look at off-league informs. Players that aren't, you wouldn't expect, because what I tend to do when I do SBC is find the cheapest inform I can, because that tends to be the most spenny part of the SBC. Stick him at left back and then not worry about him and just leave him there and then go, okay, cool, let me build a team around that guy, forgetting that he's there, if that makes sense. So you don't have to necessarily use those specific sort of informs for that league. I mean, Benitez is a cheap guy, you might want to invest in him and Kudu, for example. But I was looking at players like Lecomte, for example. People have gone mad and invested in this guy. And he was 15k early on, I think, even more than that now. Because they're like, off a league and playing him up. Now, he's 16k. And great, he covers spaces. He's Monaco and he's French. But he's not 16k. There's no point in doing that. Yes, he might go up to 20k and whatnot, but there's a lot of risk attached to that. And for me, I'm like, he discards at 10,100. So if I buy him at 16 and he doesn't go up that much, or goes down, I run the risk of losing a lot. Whereas with Benitez and Kulu, I'm maximum risk at about 1,500 coins. Not even that for Benitez, which is fine. So that's the next most important stuff I can do in terms of the informs to do. So I've given you sort of players in terms of 85s, 86s, and 87s to invest in. Now I've just told you about the informs to invest in. Now I'm going to tell you when to sell. I've had people message me saying that they missed a boat on it, they missed this, missed that. Sell when you're happy with the profit. Don't get greedy. Don't be that guy that waits around and thinks, right, they're going to bump up in price and then I'm going to go and you're going to lose out if you do that. I sold my Moutinhos because I realised I'd made 3,000 coins profit on each one. So I sold them. I was like, I'm happy with that. About an hour and a half later, they were down to 4k because everyone flooded the market with theirs because the hypervardy had happened. So I was buzzing. I sold my Moutinhos, I sold my Ozils, I sold my Sigurdssons. Do that. So if you're sitting there, like even now, before it drops, if in 2 days' time, before it even drops, I see a card in them that goes to 15k, I'll probably sell. I'll take the 4k profit a card, and if I've got 100 cards on my transfer pile, I'll take the 400k. Is it 400k? Am I working this out right? If I've got 400 cards, 4k. Pretty sure it is anyway. 4k, 40k, 400k. Yes, it is. Here we go. Bad maths. I'll take the 400k profit. I'll be like, yeah, cool, perfect. I'm happy with that, no problem. Do not forget what happened with PK. When PK was in Impact, the Ligue ended up extinct. Most of the 85s, 86s at some point were in low supply or extinct. So don't get greedy, don't waste your time, don't think, actually, I'm going to hold out as much as I can. Hold out reasonably well, of course. I'm not saying to you the moment it's not rising, sell them, of course not. But the other thing to think about here as well is if you want to buy Ben Yedder's normal card, you might not do this SBC. What's it doing here? You might not do this SBC, right? But Ben Yedder's cards are going to crash the moment that these SBCs happen because this card's probably going to be 1 or 2 ratings higher than this one to watch. So 87, 88, I think is where they're going to pay. So I think 87 is the most realistic. So that means anyone that's got him is going to sell him to pay the money to do him. So if you think about it, if this one's to watch, for example, crashes, if I see this one's to watch crash to 200k, I'm buying it. And I think it will. I think it will crash that hard. People will panic sell him and it'll end up about 200k. And I'll buy one because if he gets another inform at some point, that will jump back up again to 300k and I made a 100k profit. I'll just get one, I'll stick it in my club and forget it exists for a little bit. But if you want him in your club, you're not going to afford to do the SBC, or you don't want tradable. Like for me on my actual account, which by the way, rewards will be out this week. It got corrupted last week. There will be gold run rewards for you again this week. I don't like doing too many SBCs. I like to keep myself fluid and my coins accessible. I don't like putting too much into SBCs. So if you're like me, you might want to buy the Ben Yedder on the SBC. That will be the time to buy. Once he comes out and the price crashes, just keep an eye, use Footbin and see how it goes, and then buy him then. You're almost certainly going to make some form of profit. But lads, that's going to be the end of this video. I want to say thank you for all the support recently. We've gained so many subs on YouTube. Loads of you have come over to Twitch to follow me there where we do the stuff live. So I can give you a trading tips there. Don't forget my Twitter's below, my Twitch is below. Come and follow me on both of them. We have a really good time. I can help you out as much as I can. My DMs are always open if you have any trading tips or any trading advice per se. But if you are new around here, please do consider dropping me a subscription, a like. It all helps to help us grow and whatnot. And like I say, I do this for free. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm recording this on Sunday. You'll see this tomorrow. On Sundays, we do our giveaway stream live over on Twitch. We give away a gift card every week to say thank you for the support. So make sure you come over and do that. But that's going to be the end of the video for me now, lads. More all this week. We're going to be banging out as many videos as we can. But I'm out for now, lads. Have a good evening. See you soon.